Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Joe, and here I will be learning 3D modeling through TinkerCAD and many other CAD softwares. For this first project, I am designing the simple piston, which is a core element of every single engine that you see. What does it do? It moves up and down to convert your fuel energy into motion, which is essential in cars and motorsport, which I personally love. So, in this video, I'll show you my first attempt at designing this piston, and I'll explain what I'm learning about CAD and engineering design along the way. See you guys there. Alright, so we made it into TinkerCAD, and first I'm going to start off by taking a cylinder and using that as the piston head. The piston head compresses air-fuel mixture. Then I go ahead and take one more cylinder, and I make it a little smaller, just as the extension going towards the ring that holds the piston on the crankshaft. So as I'm adjusting it, I'm just trying to think of a reasonable size for this cylinder going down to the ring that connects it to the crankshaft. And then right here, I'm gonna get one more cylinder just for the actual ring that connects the piston down to the crankshaft. And if you don't know what a crankshaft is, it is essentially the part that the piston connects to. As the piston moves up and down, the crankshaft turns, converting that motion into rotation, and that is how engines turn fuel energy into movement for the car. So here, once again, I'm just readjusting, trying to find a reasonable spot for it and size. So what I'm doing right here is I am copy and pasting the lower cylinder just so I can get some dimensions correct, because I'm going to size it down to create the hole for the ring. And right here, I noticed that I didn't adjust the height properly, so I go ahead and fix that and learn from my past mistake. And now I will be able to know how to do that and to do it for the future. So here, I'm also just readjusting, and I'm using the tool that gives it more height instead of changing the actual shape. As I keep adjusting here, I'm just keeping in mind that this has to turn into a hole, so I make sure that it's smaller than the actual cylinder so I can create that ring. And I'm also just trying to adjust very small increments so I can try to get it as center as possible. Here I'm going to take another cylinder just for the top of the piston, the actual head, and this is also going to serve as a small hole in the top of the head, and it's just going to be a little dent that all pistons have. Also just trying to readjust and get it in the middle and centered. So right here, I thought it was centered enough, so I turned it into the hole, and I get everything together in one group, as I learned that before as one of the basic skills. And once you group it, it turns into the actual holes, and it's not just the shaded area anymore. And then right here, I'm just gonna take a cone, not really sure why I had it shaded, but I'm gonna drop it down lower into the piston, as sometimes pistons have this little cone area in the middle. And for the final time, you can just see me readjusting just so I can get a better final product and till everything is of my liking. So there's the simple piston. This was one of my first ever 3D models in any CAD software, and hopefully you guys learned how to group and align objects and shapes, and I now have a better understanding of how a piston looks in the 3D context. I hope to see you guys in the next one, as I might add a crankshaft to see how the piston moves. See you guys later. Thank you for watching. Peace out.